Alex Eala has not even played her first Cincinnati match yet, and somehow, one of the biggest numbers beside her name has already changed. Live world number 18. Just days after reaching an official career high of world number 20, the live ranking numbers have pushed Alex even higher. That sounds like another celebration, but there is a catch. Her official WTA ranking is still world number 20. The Cincinnati draw is already set. Alex entered the tournament as the number 17 seed, and live world number 18 does not suddenly change the road sitting directly in front of her. That road begins with Elena Gabriela Ruse, so this is no longer just a story about how high Alex Eala can climb. It is about what happens when the climb becomes real enough that everyone starts expecting her to stay there. Washington showed us the ceiling. Cincinnati may begin testing the floor. And that could be even more important, because one incredible week can change a ranking. Living with that ranking is something completely different. Not long ago, Alex could arrive at tournaments as the dangerous young player from the Philippines. The player capable of surprising someone bigger. The player with very little to lose. Now she is walking into Cincinnati with a new problem. People know exactly who she is. Opponents know what she can do. Coaches have more footage. Fans expect more. And the ranking beside her name is beginning to carry real weight. So what happens when the surprise disappears? Can Alex Eala still play with the same freedom when she is no longer the unknown player hunting bigger names? That may be the most important question Cincinnati can answer, because Washington changed everything. Alex did not steal one upset and disappear. She kept winning. Zheng Qinwen, Leylah Fernandez, Elena Svitolina, Naomi Osaka, Jessica Pegula. Different opponents, different styles, different problems, and Alex kept finding answers. That is what made the run so significant. One upset can happen. Two can create momentum. But when the victories continue against established players with different games, people stop asking whether something lucky happened. They start asking whether a new level has appeared. The final against Jessica Pegula gave that question even more weight. Alex lost the opening set, 4-6. She responded by winning the second, 6-4. Then she took control of the deciding set, 6-0. That third set was more than a score. It showed what Alex looked like when the biggest moment of the tournament became even more demanding. She did not disappear. She became more aggressive, more confident, more dangerous. The result helped move her to an official career high of world number 20. Now the live ranking has moved again. World number 18. But live rankings need to be understood correctly. They move during tournaments as points are added and removed. They are provisional. The official WTA ranking is updated separately. So Alex is not officially world number 18 yet. But that does not make the number meaningless. It tells us where the momentum is pointing. And right now, it is pointing upward very quickly. That creates excitement. It also creates pressure. Because tennis feels different when the number beside your name changes. When Alex was climbing from farther down the rankings, big matches often came with freedom. The pressure belonged to the higher-ranked player. Alex could attack. She could take risks. She could force the favorite to deal with the uncomfortable feeling of being expected to win. If Alex lost, she was still learning. If Alex won, she became the headline. That is an extremely powerful position for a young player. Washington changed that equation. At official world number 20, with live numbers showing number 18, Alex is no longer hidden inside the draw. She is becoming part of the group other players notice immediately. And that means the preparation changes. Opponents now have more information. They can study her serve patterns. They can study her return positions. They can study the directions she prefers during rallies. They can see what happens when she is pushed backward. They can see how she reacts when a set gets tight. They can see what worked against her before. The more Alex wins, the more seriously every opponent will prepare. That creates a strange contradiction. Alex is becoming harder to beat, but she is also becoming easier to study. And that is where Cincinnati becomes fascinating. Because the biggest danger may no longer be that someone underestimates Alex Eala. The biggest danger may be that nobody underestimates her anymore. That is a completely different kind of pressure. And Ruse becomes the first immediate test. Alex does not need to prove that she can beat elite opponents. Washington already answered that. She does not need to prove that she can win a major tournament week. She already did that too. Now she has to prove something quieter. Can the level travel? Can she leave the celebration behind and start again at 0-0? That sounds simple. It is not. A breakthrough creates confidence. It also creates more tennis, more matches, more travel, more recovery, more interviews, more attention, more people asking when the next great result will happen. That is one of the hardest parts of becoming an elite player. You do not get to preserve the perfect moment. You have to leave it. One week, Alex is celebrating the biggest result of her career. Fans are sharing highlights. Her ranking is rising. Her name is moving across tennis media. Then another tournament begins. None of those previous victories can win the next point for her. The score starts at 0-0. The opponent does not care about the trophy. The ball does not care about the ranking. And Ruse certainly will not step onto the court thinking about helping Alex continue a beautiful story. That is why this opening match matters. Not because one result can erase Washington. It cannot. Not because one loss would suddenly mean Alex does not belong near the top 20. It would not. The match matters because it gives us new information. Can Alex play freely when people expect her to win? Can she remain aggressive when she has something to protect? Can she respond when an opponent has prepared specifically for her? Can she stay composed if the match becomes uncomfortable? Those questions are more important now than another dramatic headline, because Alex has entered the part of a career where progress becomes harder to recognize. For years, progress could be measured by something new. A new career high, a new upset, a new tournament round, a new milestone, a new trophy. But elite careers are not built only through new highs. Sometimes progress means staying where you have climbed, defending points, winning matches you are expected to win, recovering after a difficult loss, finding a way through an ordinary day when your best tennis never appears. Those achievements are less dramatic. They are also essential. If you have watched Alex rise from dangerous outsider to a player now appearing at Live World number 18, this is where the story becomes even more interesting. Because the next step is not simply climbing higher, the next step is making this level feel normal. That may be harder than reaching it. There is another important detail about the ranking conversation. A higher ranking can eventually create advantages. Seeding matters. Strong seeds can reduce the chance of meeting the most dangerous players immediately. That can give a player more opportunity to build rhythm before facing another top name. But there is an important distinction in Cincinnati. The draw is already set. Alex entered as the number 17 seed. Her new live ranking does not go backward in time and rewrite her Cincinnati draw. Live World number 18 cannot move Ruse out of the way. It cannot change who is waiting in later rounds. So the real value of this ranking is not about magically making Cincinnati easier. The real value is what happens next. If Alex can make this ranking official and stay near this level, future tournaments begin to look different. That is where ranking becomes protection. Not protection from losing. Nothing can provide that. Protection through position. A stronger ranking can create better seeding. Better seeding can create more favorable probabilities. More favorable probabilities can create opportunities to win early matches. Those wins create points. Those points protect the ranking. And the cycle can begin again. Ranking creates seeding. Seeding creates opportunity. Opportunity creates points. Points can strengthen the ranking. That positive loop is one of the biggest rewards waiting for Alex if she can stabilize near this level. Washington proved she could explode upward. The next challenge is learning how to stay there, and there is no automatic lesson for that. Numbers can move faster than experience. Alex can move from official world number 20 toward live world number 18 very quickly. But no ranking system teaches a player how to live as a top 20 name. There is no ranking point that teaches you how to handle more attention. There is no bonus that teaches you how to recover emotionally after the biggest week of your career. There is no automatic upgrade that teaches you how to play when the pressure belongs to you. Those lessons only come from matches, some come from winning, many come from losing. That creates a race. Can Alex gain experience in this new role as quickly as her ranking is climbing? Cincinnati begins giving us the answer. And if you believe Alex belongs at this level, watch what happens when the match gets difficult. That may tell us more than the final score. Watch what happens after she loses serve. Watch whether she keeps attacking. Watch how she handles long rallies when her first plan stops working. Watch whether she becomes safer under pressure or stays committed to the aggressive tennis that brought her here. Those are the details that separate a breakthrough from a foundation. And Alex has already given us reasons to believe that foundation might be real. Washington was valuable because she solved different problems. She did not beat the same type of opponent 5 times. She adapted. She changed. She survived moments when the original plan was not enough. The Pegula final was the clearest example. Alex did not begin by dominating. She lost the opening set. Then she found a response. By the deciding set, she had moved from survival to control. That ability to adjust matters enormously. Elite tennis rarely gives a player a perfect day. Your first serve can disappear. Your timing can feel slightly wrong. An opponent can change return position. The rallies can become longer than expected. Momentum can turn in 3 points. Great players are not great because those problems never happen. They become great because they find answers faster. Washington suggested that Alex can do that. Cincinnati asks whether she can do it again. That is why Ruse matters more than her ranking might suggest. This is not simply another name in the draw. This is the first obstacle standing between Alex and the next version of her story. If Alex wins, the live number 18 conversation gains more weight. Not because one victory proves everything, because it shows she can move from a breakthrough week into another tournament and continue handling expectation. If she loses, the story does not collapse. Washington still happened. The trophy still exists. The victories still count. The ranking rise is still real. But new questions appear. Did the schedule catch up with her? Did the opponent find patterns that worked? Did Alex play differently because expectations changed? Can she respond in the next tournament? Those are normal questions for a player entering a higher competitive level. And that is the real transformation happening around Alex. The old question was simple. Can she beat players above her? Washington answered yes. The new question is harder. Can she live among them? Beating elite players once and building a career beside them are 2 different achievements. Alex has shown she can reach the high point. Now she has to raise the low point. That may be the most important idea in this entire story. Washington proved the ceiling. Cincinnati begins testing the floor. Can Alex compete when her serve is not perfect? Can she win when the forehand feels ordinary? Can she stay disciplined if Ruse takes control early? Can she survive a match where nothing feels easy? Can she find solutions without the emotional momentum of a historic run carrying her forward? Those are the questions that decide whether live world number 18 becomes a temporary number or a checkpoint. For Filipino fans, the meaning is even bigger. Alex is not climbing inside a tennis culture where players from her country regularly live near the top of the WTA rankings. Every step feels new. Every major victory expands the picture of what a Filipino tennis player can become. That is why the attention follows her so intensely. Fans are not only watching a player, they are watching a possibility become real, but that attention creates another challenge. Alex now carries 2 rising curves, her competitive value and her crowd value. More people want to watch. More people want the next result. More people expect the story to continue. That can become energy. It can also become weight. The answer will not appear in one match. But Cincinnati is an important place to start watching, and I want to know where you stand. Is Live World number 18 already enough evidence that Alex Eala belongs near the top of the WTA? Or do you need to see her repeat this level across Cincinnati and the tournaments that follow? Put your answer in the comments, because the difference between reaching the top 20 and living there may become the biggest story of the next stage of her career. The most exciting part is that Alex does not need to recreate Washington. She does not need another trophy immediately. That would be an unfair standard. What she needs is something more sustainable. The habits behind Washington need to travel with her. Adaptation, composure, aggression under pressure, belief after losing a set, the ability to solve different opponents, the willingness to keep attacking when the easier choice is to become cautious. If those things remain, the ranking has a foundation. And if the foundation is real, Live World number 18 stops looking like a destination. It starts looking like a checkpoint. That changes the entire conversation. Suddenly, we are not asking whether Alex can reach the top 20. She already has. We are asking how much higher she can go. World number 15? World number 10? Something beyond that? Nobody can answer those questions yet. And that is exactly why this stage is so compelling. The breakthrough gave us excitement. The next stage gives us uncertainty. Alex now has something she did not have before. A ranking worth protecting. A reputation worth studying. A growing audience waiting for the next answer. And an opponent standing directly in front of her. Elena Gabriela Ruse. No live ranking number can play that match for Alex. No seed can win a breakpoint. No Washington highlight can protect a second serve. When the first ball is struck, all of the celebration disappears. Then, it is simply tennis. That is where we will learn the most. If Alex handles this new pressure, then the conversation changes again. Not prospect, not surprise, not underdog, contender. And maybe that is the real meaning of Live World number 18. It is not proof that Alex Eala has arrived. It is proof that expectations have arrived before her. Now she has to decide what to do with them. Washington proved the ceiling. Cincinnati begins testing the floor. And if Alex can keep raising that floor, a few months from now, we may look back at Live World number 18 and realize something surprising. It was never the destination. It was only one of the numbers she passed on the way to something much bigger.